from the 200 block of William Nye Drive in Zone 3, officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the door. A male opened the door and immediately shut the door on the officers. The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, 2 males fled out of the rear of the house. 1 male returned back into the house. The other male jumped 2 fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. Officers rendered aid and he was transported to Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. That male is going to be a 39-year-old male out of Atlanta. Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing.
Yo, it's your boy Knowledge at Everyday's Conversation, where we call a spade and we don't go along to get along, where we call right and wrong. Now, in the headlines, if you haven't heard by now, tragic incident happened to Atlanta artist Young Scooter, who recently passed away on his birthday at the age of 39. Now, my thoughts on the situation is, I'm gonna just start like this. This young lady called APD and stated that, hey, it's drug dealing going on, shots being fired there, human trafficking, abuse or DV is going on at this particular house that Young Scooter was at. Now, I got 2 things on this one, right? So, if what she's saying is valid, then I can see why Scooter ended up trying to flee and run from the police. Not saying that it was right, because unfortunately, with him fleeing and running, it ended up costing him his life. On the flip side of that, if what she was saying or what she said isn't true, then I hope that she most definitely face charges for falsifying information to the police and causing a scene for something that's not even going on at a house or, at a home. I hope she face charges for that. I can't say her facing a murder charge, no, because Scooter made his own choice to run. So with him running, it's gonna be consequences with that, whether good or bad. And in this particular case, they turned out bad for him running. I don't think she should face murder charge, but I most definitely think she should face some felony charges. Cause you called the police, you done had them come out to this house, set a perimeter at this house, and just cause a whole scene for your own pleasure or just because you're mad at a person. I really don't know why she called him. I really don't. Now, to address Young Scooter and the situation that transpired all the way up until him losing his life. Now, upon them approaching the house and them coming to the door, a male occupant come to the door, notices that it's the police, proceeds to close the door on the police face. Now, police radio in, hey, we need backup. They set a parameter. Now, 2 occupants, Young Scooter being one, they flee out the back of the house. I'ma just say, if those police don't have a warrant to enter my house, then no, I am not gonna let them in my house. I will most definitely ask for a warrant. And once they get one, then yeah, do your job. If what that lady was saying is true, then I can see why they did what they did. If it's not true, then that's where a lot of questions can arise. Like, well, if it's not true, then why are y'all running? Why did you run? You don't have nothing to run for. But that's just something that's in the air. But back to it. So they end up fleeing out the back, and that's where I was saying, like, okay, speaking from my own self, I would say this. I would have just told them, yes, come on, if you want to search my house, go get a warrant. With them getting a warrant, then no, I wouldn't have a problem. Let's just say, yeah, what she said ain't true. They search my house, do all this, do all that, then yes, I am going to try to sue the APD or Atlanta Police Department. And also, I'm going to try to sue the lady as well for making false accusations about my house or what goes on in my house. For sure, I'm doing that. Or I'm going to at least try to. Now, on the other note, if what she said is true, now I just have to be a man and own up to what's going on and face my consequences as a man, regardless of what it is. If I'm doing wrong, I have to face the consequences of me doing wrong. Like I said with young Scooter, if you wasn't doing anything wrong at that house, then there's no need for you to run. I don't know his prior interactions with Atlanta Police Department. Maybe it was rocky, maybe he's a felon. But even then, if you are doing wrong, it's gonna be consequences behind you when you do wrong, or even when you do right. That's just how it is. I know it was a lot of rumors going around saying that Atlanta PD ended up shooting young Scooter, and that's how he ended up losing his life. That was not true. I know Young Thug come with a tweet saying, something about the autopsy report. Well, that also wasn't true. Atlanta Police Department, or APD, ended up sending body cam footage to, I'm guessing, family members or close associates to young Scooter to get clarity on the situation and show to them that they had nothing to do with the passing of young Scooter. Autopsy comes back saying that he suffered a puncture through his right thigh, and 9 times out of 10 he probably hit a main artery. And if you know anything about a main artery, if you puncture it, your race against time is slim. 180 seconds, 3 minutes is dang near all you have to try to get medical support, medical help to stop the bleeding, or you will bleed out. And in this situation, that's what happened. He punctured his right thigh, 9 times out of 10, hit a main artery, because you have 2 main ones that run down your leg, well, really run throughout your body. And with him puncturing his leg, I'm just gonna guess that he hit a main artery. Upon APD approaching him, yes, they tried to give him aid to help him and try to resuscitate, or even just try to keep him alive. It was different things out here saying that, hey, APD did, shoot young Scooter. I also heard that, oh man, he just passed from natural causes. I've also heard that, oh no, he did pass from defense puncture. So it was different stories going out, and I'm glad the APD did put out a video to actually show family members and close relatives and people to Scooter that, hey, no, we had nothing to do with it. Because it was only gonna spark uproar and rioting in Atlanta because of the fake news that was going on, and everybody just trying to draw a narrative, and everybody just trying to, we know how the internet is. I'ma just say that. This was just my quick little update on this whole little situation. In the comment section below, let me know what you think about this situation. And if the young lady who made these accusations, if they're not true, should she face criminal charges? What should they do with her? But like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It's your boy Knowledge, and Everyday's Conversation, where we call a spade, and we don't go along to get along, where we call right, and wrong. But I'm out.